Good morning, one and all. Today we are going to discuss about the transient stability, that is the equal area criteria. First, what is meant by the transient stability that already discussed in the previous class? How many types of stabilities are there? That is steady state stability, transient stability, and the steady state stability is already derived in the previous class. Now in the present class, we derive the transient stability. Okay, after that we derive the dynamic stability, and then the problem that will be related to that dynamic stability. Okay, that is the transient stability involves the determination of whether or not synchronism is maintained after the mission has been subjected to several disturbances. Okay, therefore this transient stability gives the information about the system. If the system having the several disturbances, after the several disturbances, the system will be maintain the synchronism or not. Okay, that all will be determined. That all will be determined by using this transient stability. Okay, this may be sudden application of the load or loss of generation or loss of large loads or a fault on a system. Okay, therefore the transient stability is obtained due to the sudden applications of the load or loss of generation or loss of large loads or a fault on a system. Okay, understand ma? What is meant by transient stability? Transient stability means that after the several disturbances, the system is in the synchronism or not, that all will be derived by using this transient stability. Okay, when the transient stability that will be obtained, that is the sudden changes in the load or the loss of generation or loss of the large loads or a fault on a system. Okay, therefore a method is known as the equal area criteria, can be used for a quick predetermination of stability. Okay, by using this equal area criteria, okay, we will quickly determine the stability. We will quickly predetermine that stability of that system. Okay, this method is based on the graphical interpretation of the energy stored in the rotating mass as an aid to determine if the mission maintain its stability after a disturbances. Okay, this is the sorry. The equal area criteria is a graphical representation or the graphical interpretation of energy stored in terms of a rotating mass, and to be determined if the mission is maintained its synchronism or not. Okay, this method is only applicable to a one mission system connected to the infinity bus. Okay, this equal area criteria is applicable to the one mission system, okay, that will be connected to the infinity bus or the two mission systems. Okay, because it provides the physical insight to the dynamic behavior of the system. Okay, therefore this equal area criteria is applicable for the one mission system that will be connected to the infinity bus or the two missions. Okay, therefore it provides the physical insight of that dynamic behavior of the mission. Okay, in the previous classes, okay, we derived the swing equation. Okay, what is the formula for that swing equation? Therefore the swing equation, that is m per unit d square delta by dt square is equal to pi minus pe. That will be equal to pi minus pe. Okay, this is the derivation for that swing equation. By using this swing equation, we derive the transient stability. Okay, by using this swing equation, okay, we derive the transient stability of the system. Okay, therefore md square delta by dt square is equal to, what is the swing equation? That will be equal to pi minus p. Pi minus Pe, where Pi is the input power and P is the electrical power. Okay, Pi minus Pe Okay, that will be equal to PA. That will be equal to PA. Okay, therefore we are substituting PI minus PE is equal to PA. Okay, therefore we are substituting PI minus PE is equal to PA. Then d square delta by dt square is equal to PA by n. This m is multiplied in this side, then it will be divided in that side. Okay, therefore we are writing the swing equation, that is P d square delta by dt square is equal to PA by m. Okay, therefore for the unstable system, delta increases indefinitely with the time and the mission loses the synchronism. Okay, if the system has indefinitely with respect to the time, then the system loses its synchronism. Okay, in a stable system, delta undergoes the oscillations which eventually die out due to the dampings. After complete the dampings, therefore that oscillations will be reduced. Okay, therefore it is clearly that from the system to be stable, therefore it must be d delta by dt is equal to 0 at some instant. Okay, after the oscillations over, therefore d delta by dt will be equal to 0. Okay, this criteria d delta by dt is equal to 0 can be obtained from the equation number 52. Okay, this is the equation number 52. Therefore, this is the graphical representation and this is the transient stability. Okay, if the system is in the unstable condition, then the system will be in the oscillation mode. This stability is called as the transient stability. Okay, this stability is known as the steady state stability. Okay, therefore, that equation is multiplied with both sides with respect to 2d delta by dt. Okay, in the previous derivation, that will be multiplied with both sides with respect to the 2d delta by dt. Therefore, this is the previous derivation, that is d square delta by dt square is equal to, okay, the previous derivation is d square delta by d square delta by dt square is equal to PA by m. Equal to PA by m. Okay, therefore we are multiplying on both sides to 2d delta by dt. 2d delta by dt. And in this side also we are multiplying with respect to the 2d delta by dt. 2d delta by dt. Then this can be written as 2 PA by m d delta by dt. 2 PA by m d delta by dt. Okay, clear? This upon integrating with respect to the time. Okay, therefore this equation is integrated with respect to the time. Then this will be equal to d square delta by dt square. Is equal to common the constant, that is 2 by m integral delta naught to delta PA d delta. Okay, therefore PA is equal to PA minus P. Okay, in this case we are substituting d delta by dt is equal to 0 and then we are substituting d delta by dt is equal to 0. Okay, therefore 0 square is equal to 0. Then integral PA d delta is equal to 0. Integral PA d delta is equal to 0. Okay, for stability, the area under the graph of accelerating power PA versus the delta must be 0. Okay, therefore in this case for stability, the delta must be equal to 0. Okay, therefore the positive acceleration area under the graph must be equal to the negative area. Okay, therefore this Therefore, this is known as the equal area criteria for the stability of the system. Okay, this is the equal area criteria for the stability of the system. This is the PM, that is the maximum, that is PM into sine delta. Okay, this is the area considering the two areas, that is the area 1 and the area 2. In this case, the angle is the delta naught, delta 1 and the delta 2. Okay, what is the applications to sudden change in that equal area criteria power inputs? Therefore, the point A corresponding to, okay, we are considering as the points, that is A, B and C. Okay, we are considering the equal area criteria and then we are considering the different points, that is A, B, C. Okay, therefore the A corresponding to the delta naught and initial steady state operating point. Okay, therefore the A point is considered as the delta naught. Okay, this is the steady state point. Okay, this is the steady state operating point. At this point, the input to the mission, that is Pi naught, is equal to Pe naught, where Pe naught is the developed power. Okay, consider points at the point A, we are representing, that is the delta naught. Therefore, delta naught is equal to, therefore, delta naught is the initial steady state operating point. Okay, at this point, Pi naught is equal to the Pa naught. Okay, therefore, P naught is the developed power. When schedule increases in the shaft input, power occurs to the Pi. Therefore, the acceleration power Pa becomes positive. If there is any schedule increases in that Pi, then the Pi becomes the positive and the rotor moves towards the point B. Therefore, the rotor is moves towards the point B. When the schedule increases in that load, therefore, the Pi is in the more positive. That means that will be changes from P0 to the P1. Okay, therefore, that A point is shifted to the B point. Why? Because means, okay, the PA is become positive. Why? Because PA is become positive when the schedule increases in the shaft input. Therefore, the PA is more positive. Okay, if the PA is more positive, then the A point is come to that B point. Therefore, the power will be increases. Then it will be P1. Okay, we have assumed that the mission is connected to a large power system. Okay, therefore, we are assuming the mission is connected to the large system. Therefore, VT does not changes and also XT does not changes. And then the current, the constant field current maintains the EG. Okay, therefore, the rotor acceleration and power accelerations will be increases. Okay, in that case, Pi is equal to Pe and delta will be equal to delta 1. But d delta by dt is still positive. Therefore, the delta is overshoots to be the final steady state operation point. At this condition, the delta is overshoot to that B point. Then in this case, Pi is equal to P. Okay, then in that case, the Pi will be equal to the PE. Okay, therefore, at final steady state operation point, therefore, the PE is more negative. Okay, at the final steady state operation, that means the point is moved from B to the C point. In this case, okay, the PA is the more negative. PA is the more negative. Okay, why? Because PA is the more negative. In that case, PA is not equal to the PE. Okay, therefore, the maximum value of delta 2 are point C and swing back towards the point B. Therefore, that point is come back to the C to B. Therefore, that will be in the negative direction. Therefore, the rotor settle back to the point B. Then again, the rotor is settle back to the point B. Why? Because means it is in the negative action. Then it will be changed from the point C to point B. Okay, therefore, which is ultimate the steady state operation point. Therefore, for stability analysis, the equal area criteria, that is area A1 is equal to the area A2. Okay, for we are considering that equal area criteria, then area A1 will be equal to the area A2. Okay, therefore, integrating the equation, that is Okay, therefore, in accordance with the equation 55 for stability, that is the equal area criteria, that is delta delta naught PA d delta is equal to 0. Okay, therefore, that will be equal to the delta delta naught delta 1 to delta 1. There is a change in between the delta naught to delta 1, and the power is changed from Pi to the P maximum. Therefore, Pi minus P maximum sine delta d delta equal to the delta 1 delta 2 P max sine delta minus Pi into d delta. Okay, this equation can be obtained from this graph. In this case, okay, at the final position, at the steady state position, again that C point is come back to the B point and it will be settled to the in backward direction. Then it will be settled in the B point. That means delta 2 to delta 1. There is a change in between the delta 2 to delta 1. Okay, that's why we are considering that is delta 2 to delta 1 P max sine delta minus Pi d delta. Okay, therefore, this equation can be written as we are common and integrating these terms and substitute the limits. Therefore, Pi is common. Then delta 1 minus delta naught plus P max cos delta 1 minus cos delta naught. That will be equal to Pi into delta 1 minus delta 2 plus me max cos delta 1 minus delta 2. Okay, by integrating this equation and substitute that limits, then we obtain this equation. Then we are obtaining this equation after completing the integration process. Okay, therefore, in this case, okay, we are substituting Pi is equal to P max sine delta. Okay, in this case, we are substituting Pi is equal to P max sine delta. Okay, instead of Pi, we are replacing with P max sine delta. Okay, in left hand side also, instead of Pi, we are substituting P max into sine delta. Okay, by simplifying this equation, then it will be obtained, that is delta 2 minus delta naught sine of sine delta 1 plus cos delta 2 minus cos delta naught, that will be equal to 0. Okay, by simplifying this equation, cos A minus cos B, that will be equal to 1. Therefore, P max plus P max, that is 2P max. Therefore, 2P max, P max gets cancelled. By simplifying this equation, then we obtain delta 2 minus delta naught sine delta 1 plus cos delta 2 minus cos delta naught is equal to 0. Clear? That is the final equation for that equal area criteria. Or we are remembering this equation for calculating that equal area criteria. Okay, next coming to the problem, a synchronous generator capable of developing 500 megawatts power per phase operates at a power angle of 8 degrees. Okay, therefore power angle, that means delta is equal to 8 degrees by how much can the input shaft power be increased suddenly? Okay, how much amount of input shaft power that will be suddenly increases without loss of stability. Okay, assume that the P max will be remains the constant. Therefore, delta naught is equal to 8 degrees and P naught equal to P max sine delta. Okay, in this case, the maximum power, that is P max. Okay, therefore, in this case, the maximum power, that is P max. Therefore, the P max is equal to 500 megawatts. Therefore, 500 into sine 8 degrees, that will be equal to 69.6 megawatts. This is the PE naught. Then this is the equal area criteria. A1, A2. Let delta M this is the delta m, be the power angle to which the rotor can be swing before losing the synchronism. Okay, before losing the synchronism, the rotor will be swing. Okay, if this angle is exerted, pi will again becomes greater than the p. Okay, therefore this pi is greater than the p, and the rotor will be once again the accelerated and the synchronism will be lost. Okay, therefore the rotor will be accelerated and then again the synchronism will be lost. Therefore, the equal area criteria requires the equation to satisfy with delta m. Okay, this is the equation that will be satisfied for the delta m. Okay, we are considering that equation. That is phi minus delta 1 minus delta naught sin delta 1 minus cos delta 1 minus cos delta naught. Okay, in this case, delta naught is equal to 8 degrees or 0.137 radians. Okay, and then we substitute, that is pi minus delta naught is the 8 degrees. And then we obtain the value by solving these two equations. By solving this equation, then we get that delta 1 is equal to 50 degrees. Then we substitute PEF equal to P max into sine delta 1. Okay, we are substituting delta 1 is equal to 50 degrees and P max value is 500. Okay, P max value is 500. Then it will be equal to 383 megawatts. For initial power development by a mission, that is P naught is equal to 69.6 megawatts. Hence, without losing the stability, the system can be accommodated. For we are increasing PEF minus PE naught. Okay, then we calculate the PEF minus PE naught. That will be 383 minus 69.6. That will be obtained 313 megawatts. Okay, therefore, for three-phase system, that will be converted into by multiplying with the 3. That is the input of a shaft power. Okay, understand? That is the input of a shaft power. This is the transient stability for that equal area criteria. Okay, clear? In the next class, we discuss about the dynamic stability of a system.